Everybody, and welcome to EntrepreNINES. I'm John Wist.
And I'm Bonni Mace. And we're two Enneagram 9s who took the big leap into the world of entrepreneurship at a similar time. And this space is a space where we're inviting you to laugh and learn with us as we work to build businesses with soul. This is episode 44.
44, and completely new digs, not gigs.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell we're somewhere else.
Yeah, so sorry if you're not watching on YouTube. Also, if you're not watching on YouTube, maybe just go check it out real quick because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
we are in Annapolis at a place called And Creative, also / Art Farm, which is run by Allison and Darren. And we're starting something kind of cool, which is we're going to open up this space for...
We're gesturing to the space.
Podcast recording. It's much bigger than what you're seeing.
Yeah.
In the sense that there's, you see me and there's more table down here. And
like a whole other half.
Yeah. There's quite a bit more table here. There's decent space in here as far as the amount of space goes. We have equipment for 4 people to record in here. And so, yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really cool. And they have been kind enough to let us just kind of come test everything out, make sure everything works, do all that kind of jazz.
I mean, kind enough because you set this up.
Well,
let's just be very clear.
You
came in and you said, I have the idea, I'm willing to do it. And they were like, yes, John Wist,
they have been awesome. And so I'm excited about it. It has been something I've wanted to do for a while now. And so it's starting to come to life. And so we will hopefully be doing this here more often now because it's available. So, but
it's much bigger than my office.
It is much bigger than your basement office. That is for sure. So we are going to do something fun today that we love to do, which is stuff we love and the struggle is real.
Yeah.
And so
favorite.
Well, our favorite. Yeah. Yeah.
You fans can tell us.
Right. We may not be able to say that anymore. That's a fan favorite. But it's all good.
I'm going to declare it until someone proves me wrong.
Okay, cool. I like it. So as always, let's start with the struggle, Bonni.
Yeah.
We're going to start on the struggle bus because it's always good to just feel better about our day on a high note. Yeah.
Okay.
So give me one of your struggles.
Okay, well, this is an easy one and also a ridiculous one, just honestly. And daylight savings.
Still.
To be clear, when we're recording this episode, it is the second Friday of daylight savings, second one.
Yeah.
And I still cannot.
Which by the time we come out, then it'll be even like another week. But
I hope future Bonni has this figured out. When she listens to create the show notes for this episode, I hope she has this figured out.
I bet you will. I'm going to give you some big props right now, Bonni, and say you'll have it figured out.
John, there's spring break in the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is a tough one, though.
Right? Because then I'm going to be like, it's fine. I don't have anywhere to be. Snooze. And it's just going to be
I'm gonna
a
have
deeper
to add
grave.
Spring break to my struggles.
Here it comes. I'll write it right here.
Thank you. No, but I get you. I mean, I think our kids actually handled it decently well.
Yeah, ours too.
Yeah?
It was me.
Yeah. So 100%. I do think, I think it is one of those things that as an adult, maybe it kind of hits you a little harder.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I am the grumpy child of spring break, of daylight savings this year.
Child, yeah.
Yes, like ridiculous to the point that I finally said to Mark, I was like, listen, if I am still in bed after 6:30, that should not be. I'm not doing it on purpose. So, it's time to come in and be like, you're unconscious. Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah. This is a struggle constantly in our house. And you know this, like Lauren will always be like, why did you not just wake me up? And it's like, I mean, how do I want to answer this? Like,
I'm mean. Do you need me to just say that? Like when I am woken up?
So sometimes that is the case. Yeah. Sometimes it can be a little bit testy. Shall we say?
Yeah, I'm straight up mean. Yeah. So Lauren's testy.
Sometimes a little testy. Also, it's also like, if I were sleeping still, I would love to just continue to sleep. So, like...
Maybe this is Mark, too.
Yeah.
He's like, this is what I want for my life. I'm just going to let this person I love so much have this.
Exactly.
And then we wake up and we're like, why?
Yeah.
Did you let me do that?
Right. So, I don't know. Struggle. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel it, but not from like personal.
Yeah.
Like I see it. Yeah. I see it.
Mark has a couple times come in and been like, okay, it's 6:30, especially because this week he's had to like go to DC twice.
Oh yeah.
And so he's been gone before the kids are even out for school.
Yeah.
And he'll come in and he'll be like, I think you want to wake up.
I think it might be time.
Yeah, it's 6:30, like you said. And then he'll like sit there for a minute and like rest his hand on my shoulder. And I'll be like, if you want me to get out of this bed, you have to leave. You can't watch me get out of bed. Like, it's just this weird. Yeah. I have such a problem.
I do sometimes like have to be like, hi. It's 6:40 now. It might be time to get up.
It might be time.
Yeah. So I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate it when people watch me sleep and this translates to getting out of bed.
I mean, I feel like that's a valid thing. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. One of yours.
Yeah. So I would say probably the biggest struggle I have right now is like the tension of more work that also leads to less time. Mm-hmm. And I have talked about I've talked a lot about this. I feel like I've processed this a lot already because I started. We've talked about this. Like I started a vlog at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I don't know that we talked about it here, but
did we not? I thought maybe we brought it up once.
I think so.
Okay. That's just me being a 9, probably.
Probably. We'll drop the link to John's YouTube.
I'm doing a vlog. Mm-hmm. There we go. I said it.
Yay.
But I processed this a lot on there as far as like having limits and limits being very like freeing in a lot of ways because they just help to bring some reality to the situation of like, here's what I can get done. Here's what I can't get done because I'm limited or I have limited time or whatever. The flip side is like when you have more to do, then you're like, oh my gosh, where's all my time?
Yeah.
How do I work around the limits?
How dare these limits?
Yeah. And so, but it's been good in the sense that like I've been able to, I think, better prioritize and like write things down that I know I have to do versus the things that like maybe I would enjoy more, you know, like, so like there's the projects that you are like really into and you want to spend all your time on them. And then there's the projects that pay you and you're like, I should do that one first.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a paycheck tied to this.
Yeah. And it's maybe not a should, but it's like, I could do that one first. And then assessing like, okay, what does the balance of the week look like and which one makes sense to do first? So, yeah, it just felt like that has had to be more like front of my mind. And it's a struggle because it's not how my mind would typically work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And it's a big shift. Like it's been 2 years of kind of like, okay, I need to fill my time.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, this is filled for me.
Yeah.
And so now it's just a matter of like putting things in the right.
Right. I was talking to Lauren on the way here and it was like, if I have free time in my day, I can always be editing. Yeah. Like, and I can.
Always be editing.
Always.
That's your next Unite Creative Co. t-shirt.
Always be.
Always
like
be
it.
editing.
I like it, Bonni. Thank you.
They might sell it here. They have some good shirts.
They have,
here.
yeah, they have some awesome stuff here.
I was looking at them.
Yeah. They
anyway,
do have great stuff.
Always be editing.
Yes, I like that. Okay, good.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. This is a new phenomenon for me. This is a lifelong struggle for some of you out there, and I recognize this. But right now, it's remembering allergy support. So like even
I really appreciate also allergy support. I feel like that's a great
it's just medicine
phrase.
I could have said that, but like my eyes itch, and so it's smart of me to put the drops in the eyeballs. And even this morning I had done all of this to my eyes already. And I'm like mascara, brush on my eyelashes. Oh no!
I didn't do the eye
drops. And so, like, that's one part. But then the other part is actually taking, like, an Allegra.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that without them approving it, but I mean,
it's okay.
Pharma, blah blah blah. You find us, I dare you.
Yeah.
Anyway, like just remembering to take that at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I've been utilizing my, this is another thing your Apple Watch will do. Is remind you to take your medications at the right time. So I've had to like turn that on.
Bonni, I feel like you give me so much firepower for like, I need an Apple Watch.
John really wants an Apple Watch, and Lauren thinks absolutely not. That's radiation on your body.
On the everywhere.
Yeah.
Specifically my wrist, but
right. Wrist radiation. And Mark and I are always like, Jen, look at this cool thing my watch can do.
Check this out.
And he's so jealous all the time.
I've told her multiple times, like, did you know I could start and stop my cameras with my watch?
If I had one.
If I had one.
But watch what happens right now when I poke my wrist. Nothing.
Oh, you see that?
Nothing's happening.
Yeah, there's been so many things. And you're like, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be amazing? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it. That's just it.
Oh, okay.
It's my own health and betterment. I feel 100 times better when I
Allergy support.
actually
Support your allergies.
support my allergies. It's only getting worse. I said earlier, Maryland is in her beautiful but deadly stage.
It is very true. I did not take Allegra this morning, actually. And I'm starting to feel it.
He's going down.
Speaking of going down.
Okay.
GI bugs are...
Oh my God.
Like, so what's crazy about this is I think this is like a nationwide phenomenon.
It is.
Right?
Yeah. I have
Like-
friends everywhere.
Like, I've talked to multiple people in different states in the past like 2 weeks, and they
All the
all
children.
are complaining about children going down with the GI bug.
Yeah, and it's children specifically more.
Yeah, so we have a couple neighbors who, as adults,
Okay.
have gone down.
Okay.
But in our house, no adults have been affected.
Same.
It's only been children.
Mhm.
It's only been 2 of our kids, actually. Evelyn has been
Ooh.
rock solid.
We're going to knock on the wood.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry
what
about
that was.
Yeah. Evelyn's been rock solid.
Yeah.
But
Good
yeah,
girl.
GI bugs. Elliot went down hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As did Isaac this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. And so
Mm.
sorry for all y'all who are dealing with GI bugs.
You are not alone.
No.
It is really something, like to the point that we have like cheap IKEA trash cans in our bathroom, and then those become the buckets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're the buckets, and they have been used so many times in the last 6 months because this is really like our third go round with it. For us,
you guys have had it hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it started in Thanksgiving. My sister was here visiting. We had 4 children, all just uncontrollably projectile something. Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh
like
my gosh,
the turkey is brining, right? Like this is what was happening. And we're
so
all
bad.
wandering around at 2:30 in the morning. My brother-in-law is like, "This is the weirdest night of our marriage." Like is what he said out loud. I was like, "That's fair. This is very bizarre."
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it started then. So I'm to the point now where I'm like, do we just throw away these trash cans?
I
Like,
mean,
it
or you
feels
just
like-
or you stow them away, for the next
Yeah,
time
I guess
around.
That's true. They
So.
just feel like a bad omen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So
great trash cans for that reason, though.
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Very good. All right. So I have one that I don't mean this to be any offense to my wife. So I'm going to preface it with
She
that.
is a listener, and like my
Yeah.
spouse.
So struggle a little bit, and this is more of her struggle. I'm
Yeah.
going to say it was her struggle. It
Yeah.
turned out fine.
Yeah.
Right. But my haircut. So I
Yeah.
just got my haircut last night. Okay.
AKA Lauren cut his
Lauren
hair.
cut my hair. Lauren always cuts my hair. So she was cutting my hair. Well, we always do like kind of like movie night-ish kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like with haircuts because
There's,
it
like, a whole
takes
setup.
time. Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
time. And you set up a chair and we're on our like we don't have hardwood. It's vinyl or whatever.
Yeah.
Vinyl floor, whatever it's called. Yeah. Anyways, hard floor.
My brain's blank, but
so,
yes, I know what
so
you
we can
mean.
clean it all up. And so she's cutting my hair and she's like, I think the thing needs oil. And so I'm gonna oil it real quick. I was like, all right, cool.
Like the trimmer?
The trimmer.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So you're supposed to do it before everyone. So she did it. And so she oils it and she comes back, she turns it on and she goes, "Roop," and she goes, "Oh no." And then she just starts laughing hysterically.
And it's about your head, huh?
Yes. She just
Okay.
starts laughing hysterically. She had forgotten to put a guard on the
Oh my
trimmer.
gosh.
And so it was like straight up just like
Right there?
Yeah.
In your-
This is
This is a very visible part of his head
yeah,
if you're
so
only listening.
if you're watching
Go
on
on YouTube.
Yeah. So it's like specifically like this spot, like right here.
Oh my gosh.
Was literally like a buzz.
I
right?
mean, it's
you can tell, like if you look closely, you can tell.
Yeah.
So then it was like, she's like, okay, I'll fix it. And so she gets the guards and she starts working on it. And she gets this side done and she goes, "Look, go check it out. Take a look." And I was like, okay, it looks okay. Like I'm okay with it. Right.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
part is definitely like way higher than it
Yeah,
typically
it
is and
is,
stuff like
it
that.
is.
So it became a whole thing. And then she's like, "Okay, good. I think I'm done." I was like, "What about the other side?"
Right. Because now you're uneven.
Because she wanted to leave. She was like, "I think you have to cut this side too. You
Right.
can't
gonna
leave
grow
that
out
because it looked
unevenly.
like a little. And it's my hair is when I get my hair cut, like usually the sides are short, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like
that
significantly
short.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she finally relented and decided that she would also cut that side.
Yeah.
And so, it was a bit of a struggle last night, but it turned out okay.
It looks fine. You wouldn't know now.
As I started to style it this morning, I thought, this is gonna be all right. I'll be okay. But
now, I know you, and I can see like, okay, this is not.
Yeah.
That's very short for you.
Yes. Yeah. The unusually short. Yeah, for sure. So,
But it'll grow. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my last one.
Okay.
It's more of a serious one.
Okay.
And it's business related, and it's just back to finding my voice and exactly how do I want to present myself and present my services and present all of these things. Like it's kind of like things are coming together, but they're not quite. And I'm starting to feel really impatient and antsy with it because I've done a lot of work. We've talked about this on the podcast before to figure out my niche and to figure out what kind of offerings I want to do. Like all of this stuff is coming together. Yeah. But now there's this part of like, how exactly do I want to show up and like present this stuff? Yeah. And that's the part I'm still figuring out. Yeah. Yeah. And so I have some ideas, but I'm also very much sensing this, like, just be patient. And my answer to that sensing wants to be like, no, absolutely not. I've been patient long enough. Like, let's go.
It's been almost 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, not since
the business officially started. Yeah. But that have been like sitting on this and thinking about it. Yeah. And like the process is good and it needs to happen that way. And like all of that. Yeah. I appreciate it, but also I'm kind of like, it is time for this plant to bloom. We have been waiting. That is fair. But no, there's just a sense of just like, it's almost there. I get like little revelations every once in a while, like, and then I'll write them down. Yeah. Like even just the other day, I was like, okay, you don't have to say, there's a lot of like hot takes on the internet and of like, here's a wrong way to see. And like, I got a deep peace and understanding. Like, I don't have to be the person to call out the wrong things. Yeah. I can just offer right things. So that was really freeing and that was clarifying. That's good. But that's like, it's like a tiny little, like there's more. It's a drop in the water, in the ocean. Yeah. And so it just is this continued struggle of like, okay, what is my business? What is my voice? Like, what is my offering? What is the story I'm telling? What part is mine to tell? And there are still times that when I'm honest about certain parts of the story that like, they still make me emotional and bring tears and it's surprising, you know? I'm like, I thought it was further down the road than that, you know, and I get mad about it. But anyway, so it's just a continued struggle of just finding that voice. And I think that is like, something that we've processed through some is that the movement towards, being who you are and being what you're called to do is not a straight path. No. And it hurts. Yeah. Like it hurts sometimes. And it's not always your doing that makes it hurt, right? No. There's things from the past that are influencing that. And so, I think if you go back and listen, was it the last episode? I think it was the last episode that you dropped your new catchphrase. Yeah. Like, Bonni, it's so good. Thank you. It's so good. Like, it's so good. And I think that has come from, like, that is the result, right, of all of the things. Right. Not just the good things. Slowly coming. Like, it's the result of all of the things and all of the time. And so, as much as I know it is a struggle, it's also, you're getting there. Right. And it's a process. Right. That's great. And that's what I feel like. It's like, it's good. I can see the progress, but it still feels like a struggle because it feels like there's still a lot to go. Of like, I have that phrase, but now there's a story to wrap around it. Yep. And there's different stories for different contexts too. And so just figuring that out is kind of where I am. Yeah. So that's awesome. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle. All right. Well, we are going to pivot. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to pivot to stuff we love. So super exciting. We kind of have our first official sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Art Farm Studios and Creative in Annapolis, Maryland. Art Farm Studios is a 3,200 square foot studio focused on cultivating the arts through events, education, and gallery space. You can see what's coming up or rent this studio, this one, or there's actually one like through that door that I can see right there. There's a huge studio space by visiting artfarmannapolis.com. Just a big thanks to Allison and Darren for going out on a limb with me because this is kind of my idea. Yeah. So I don't know where I'm taking them quite. I do know where I'm taking them. It's going to be good. So would love to,
if you know people who are podcasters, if you are yourself are a podcaster, even if you're not in Annapolis, but if you know people who are in the area, would love to talk to them about starting to record here. So we're going to jump back in, and we are going to do stuff we love.
Stuff we love.
Because it's always better to end with the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this podcasting space is great. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's not on my list, but
so the highlight,
the
highlight so far is that eventually this will be a place that we can just walk into.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't have to do all this I did this morning, have to do this setup.
Right.
But
right
it
now,
will be a place that you can just walk into and start recording.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Right now, all of the audio stuff is here. So if you're interested in strictly audio
correct
podcast,
it's
ready.
Yeah. Phase 1 was audio. Phase 1 is done in the sense that there's 2 mics out now. We have 4 mics, but we have the board. Like we have everything you need to do audio, not a problem.
Mm-hmm. But you set up
phase 2 is camera.
Today.
Yeah, phase 2 is video, and I just set up my stuff.
Yeah,
because I can. So
because we committed to YouTube for season 2.
That's true. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
and that because I can, and we committed to it.
And we committed to it.
Yeah.
Look at us go. We're following through.
Yeah, it's
for
great.
ourselves.
Yes, we are. It's for us.
Growth.
It's for us. It's
9
for
growth.
us.
I love it. And for you, watcher, listener. All right, stuff we love. Stuff we love.
Okay, you start.
Okay, my first one is an easy one, a fun one, and I can link it. It's a linkable one. I have been enjoying a Poppi, which is one of these crunchy sodas.
Yeah, I've never tried it before. I've seen it and heard of it, but tell me more because I'm curious.
And let me clarify, because when I said the words crunchy soda, I realized that sounds not appealing.
You don't have to chew it.
I mean it in like the crunchy granola mom. Like, they're supposed to be healthier. Like, this is no, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And so they're prebiotic sodas. And here's what I'll say.
Okay.
As a person who loves me a Coke.
Yeah.
Every now and then. And I drink soft drinks. This is probably the most contrasting part of like Lauren and I's relationship, by the way, because I've literally never seen Lauren consume a soda before in my life.
That would be close to correct.
Yes. And here I am, like, I was raised on this, so I can't quit. But the Poppies that I enjoy are the ones that aren't trying to be like a junk soda.
Yeah.
Because they have some that's like classic cola and it's supposed to be like a Dr. Pepper knockoff or like a Sunkist knockoff.
Okay.
No, to me, those are wildly disappointing and disgusting.
Yeah.
However.
Okay.
I enjoy the raspberry rosé.
So fruitier.
Yes.
Sodas.
I have no bar in my mind for what a like raspberry flavored soda should be.
Sure.
And so I'm able to just enjoy it like as it is.
Yeah, so this reminds me of it's at Trader Joe's, and it doesn't claim to be.
And Wegmans.
No. Oh no, not Poppi. It's something similar.
Oh yeah,
to that.
There's a couple different brands.
Yeah, so there's one that's like Trader Joe's branded that doesn't claim to be like a sparkling water, like a flavored sparkling water,
it's a soda.
Like it's kind of. It's like strawberry flavored.
Okay.
And I can't remember even what they call it. They might even call it just like strawberry
soda.
Juice drink or something. It's
Trader Joe's strawberry drink.
Yeah, it's carbonated.
That's what I would label
and
it.
It's very good. It's very good. But yeah, that's interesting. So I would agree that I do think that fruitier things, not necessarily like more classic cola style things, would work well for things like that.
It's one of those artificial sweeteners too that's like made with the date sweet.
Okay. Is that monk fruit or something?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah,
so it's like sweetened, I think, with monk fruit, which normally I can't.
Monk fruit's a tough one.
Yeah, I can't deal with that sweetener flavor. But in the raspberry rosé, it's working.
Raspberry rosé. It sounds so fancy.
It's working
also.
for me.
Yeah.
It's
good. Okay.
It's been good. So I'm really enjoying those. I'm enjoying those, and in theory, I'm giving my gut some prebiotic.
Yeah. In theory.
In theory.
Yeah.
It could be a marketing ploy, and it's working on me.
Well, hey, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
And I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. My first one is a bit of kind of a guilty pleasure, I would say, because we, we always talk about shows, or we bring up shows pretty often. And I would say, for Lauren and I, we tend to be like the type of people that watch period like shows or dramas, or, we definitely have our comedies that we enjoy. We've definitely been there. We're not much in the reality realm, but there's one show that we enjoy that feels like a guilty pleasure because we're not in that reality space very often, and that's Rock the Block.
Rock the Block. That's not the thing. I've never seen it.
Yeah. If you've never seen Rock the
felt
Block,
compelled to do that.
If you've never seen Rock the Block, it is an HGTV show. And basically they take like their like HGTV personalities, like usually it's couples or people who work together. They take 4 of those kind of teams and they give them a literal block of a street.
Okay.
With just framed out houses.
Wow. Okay.
So like the house is built. There's actually no exterior on it because they determine what the exterior will look like.
Oh, after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the inside is usually like roughed in. So it's like there's rooms, but they're not, it's just white walls.
Okay.
And then they give them all this money. It's a ridiculous amount of money. And they're like, they go each week, they do a different room. So like they usually start with like the kitchen or something like that. So each week they do a different place, and then they're competing against each other. If they win a week, then they get like a bonus, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So like they get more money, that kind of a thing. But you only have this like pot of money for the entirety of the build out.
So you have to like,
so if you sink it in one place, like you don't have it for another place. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. And it's like, you get to see some kind of wild design things going on. Yeah. And it's just something we enjoy.
Are you inspired for your own house? Or are you just like watching it and being like, that is so unrealistic, I could never?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good question. I feel like we are just not the design people.
Yeah.
Like we will always be the people that are like, we need to hire for that.
Yeah.
So.
Because do you remember like, this is a throwback.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Trading Spaces?
Oh,
like
yeah.
way back in the day? Like nothing they ever did on that show felt realistic. Like there's no way I would ever do that in my house.
So I would say like there's times like that in this show for sure. It's like, why?
What choice is this?
Just why?
Who lives
like,
here?
Yeah. Who is this for?
Yeah.
And the interesting part is like part of the game, right?
Okay.
Is the way that they're judged is based off of the value that they added. So like at what an appraiser would actually say added value to the house. So it's interesting because sometimes they forget, I think.
Oh.
And they just
they're just following their heart.
Yeah, they're just following their heart into this design world that is like wild and crazy. But sometimes they're adding things that you're kind of like, it's Florida and that's a fireplace.
That's a fireplace.
Do we need that?
We will not.
Right. So there's like
for
things,
the aesthetic.
Right. Yeah. And technically a fireplace adds value.
Yeah. Here.
But does it here?
Yeah.
Right. So there's just some of those things. And so, yeah, it's kind of it's interesting, but it is kind of also wild what they get done like in a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I don't know that we have the proper streaming platform for that.
Yeah. It's Discovery Plus or something like that you have to have for it, which is it's a bummer.
Streaming is a struggle. Like here we are again when this was once upon a time streaming was like
it was the way to go.
Accessible, easy way. And now it's like, well, which shows do I want to watch right now? And so Mark and I have talked about like shuffling them around, which we have started to do a little bit, but lately my youngest son keeps being like, one day when we buy Netflix again, I'm going to get to watch Trash Truck and I'm going to love watching Trash Truck. And he keeps talking about it more and more. I'm like, oh, we're going to have to buy like a few months of Trash Truck or something.
That's so funny.
Because we gave him Netflix. But anyway, he keeps like fantasizing about it. I'm like,
a
man,
few months
these
of Trash Truck.
Gen Alpha kids in there.
Like, I know.
One day when we can have Trash Truck again.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man.
Okay. Stuff I love.
Go for it.
Back to me. Okay. I'm going to say one that is going to make me sound like such a late adapter because I am.
Okay.
We are.
Okay.
A Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. This is something we're loving right now as a family. The story is my oldest son has wanted a Nintendo Switch for a while and we said, All right, you got to save up, man.
Yep.
And so he started actually saving up, and we were giving him opportunities to, earn money, but he saved a lot of birthday money, and he asked for money for Christmas to like contribute.
Yep.
So grandparents were like, giving him gift cards and things to get the Switch, and he really saved up.
Yeah.
And so Mark and I quickly realized, we cannot let him buy this entire thing because then it will be his Switch. And that cannot be in our home. We're taking a picture for you.
I just wanted to take a picture.
But that cannot be. So we decided very quickly, like, okay, listen, once you hit $100 on your like chore earning chart jar thing that we have, mom and dad are going to match that. And we're going to give you $100, so you don't have to save up quite as long. And then we'll round it out like with your Christmas money and the money you saved that you have in your wallet. Then you can decide like, do you want the OLED Switch or do you want a normal Switch? And then we can get a couple more games. And like me and dad will buy the extra Joy-Cons, so we can all four play. And this is going to be a family Switch.
100%.
Yeah. So that worked. That worked well for him. He was on board.
Okay.
I think we would have tried to let him save the rest of the money.
Yeah.
If he was really convicted about it, but he was not.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've just been playing and it's been fun. I mean, we've
enjoyed it.
Yeah. The first game we got was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yep.
And that's a really fun game.
Yeah.
And it's been nice to just like, okay, we have 20 minutes. We'll do one circuit on Mario Kart 8. And then we can all four play. And there's help controls. So Isaac can play without it being like, just get it across the finish line.
You're not waiting for 20 minutes for him to finish.
Yes. Yeah. He's been going the whole track backwards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, like it helps him along. So that's been fun.
That's fun.
And so we've been really enjoying it. And like Mark and I have played after the kids have gone to bed a couple times.
Which is fun,
Yeah, different games. One we've gotten is Overcooked too, which is like these little chef people trying to make food in a restaurant that's ridiculously set up.
Yeah.
One is like falling through the air downward to the earth, or your cooking stations are moving around. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's fun and it's stressful and we enjoy it.
It's stressful.
It is. Because it's like, if you're bad at Overcooked, say you're making some rice.
Okay.
Because you make sushi in Overcooked sometimes.
Okay.
So
We're making rice.
You're making rice.
Got it.
You leave it in too long.
Oh.
It starts beeping at you, but then that rice just catches on fire. And then
does it burn down the whole place?
Half your kitchen is on fire.
Oh my gosh.
And if you haven't readily identified the fire extinguisher, like your whole restaurant is ablaze.
This is like the bear. This is like the bear.
Yes, it's like cute characters on the bear. If the bear's kitchen was also
like a
moving around
video game falling through the sky.
It's great. It's great.
So I will say we are probably rapidly, well, yes, we are benefactors, but we are also rapidly approaching probably our own Switch acquisition.
Yeah.
In which we will also be investors into the Switch.
I approve.
Have 50% ownership over 51%, actually. We've already told him that. Even though that may not be how much money we put in, that is...
He's old enough to get that too.
We will have 51% ownership. But we actually, I mean, like I think we will enjoy it. I think that we are coming around to the fact that it can be a family event. And you guys have helped that because we've been able to.
We've also had to come around to this because screen time has always been sort of like daintily handed out,
right?
Namely because my oldest, even from a very young age, like my younger son doesn't do this as much, but my oldest has always, like, when it's been too much screen time, then everything is wrong in the world in his head when it's done. Yeah. And this is something even this week I've had a conversation with him about of like, okay, you saved up to have 100 or like 90 minutes of screen time. He was like earning screen time with his chore jar. And I was like, you used all 90 minutes. Here's what I want you to recognize. Your brain is going to feel like everything is wrong when I tell you it's time to be done. So I need you to figure out how to make that feeling go away.
Right.
Like I need you to figure out how to remind yourself that everything is not wrong.
Yeah.
Because when I have too much screen time, I get done and I'm like, my life is terrible. Everything.
Right.
Like that's normal.
You just like melt into the floor.
Yeah. So I'm like, here's some ideas. So afterwards, like you can feel like the world is okay again. Yeah. Inside of a screen. And that has worked this week.
Yeah. We have to, we battle with our oldest girl. Yeah. We have the end of screen time battles.
She has everything is wrong in the world. mentality after too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
for
tricky.
Sure. It is tricky. And I think it's a balance of like understanding that there's loss, like when something fun ends.
Yes.
But that like we can look at that as having been fun.
Yeah. And like more will come. I'll link in the show notes. There's been a helpful like Instagram account.
Okay.
And the name of it is The Gamer Educator.
Oh, nice.
And that's I sent that post in like our family group text a while ago. And they have given like helpful framing language for some of this. Good. And I think some of it, especially like, and this happens with Caleb, and I think it's true with Evelyn of like, I don't know when I'll ever get screen time again. I think is what their brain jumps to. Is like, I will never have screen time ever again. I don't know why they think that.
It's the end.
And so they've given like helpful scripts that had worked on Caleb this week when I've tried them. Like, we will have screen time again.
That's
awesome. Know this will come again.
Yeah. Love it.
For now, let's cope with the feelings.
Yeah. Like, for now, we work through it. Yeah. Okay, so good.
I'll link that.
Good. Okay. My second one is I am loving groups of people.
Groups of people.
This feels so post-COVID, like on the nose. Like this just feels like
it's true.
Like we've been
4
through
years
COVID
again. I appreciate people.
Oh man, I'm just loving people so much right now. No, so I feel like it's been highlighted more so because like even last week we had Work Like a Nine, and I went from Work Like a Nine straight to a meeting with like some video people that I've started meeting with every other week. And so like to have just these consistent, like some consistency with groups of people that I'm trusting, kind of being vulnerable with, opening up to. These aren't like surface level conversations.
Yeah.
I think that is part of it too. It's like you all the time can have conversations that are surface level, out and about. But like when you kind of commit some time, intentional time to dig a little deeper with people, I think that's just it fills you up.
Yeah.
And so we've had that with you guys all through COVID in person, which is great. And I think it's nice to have some variety to that in the sense of like people from different places in the world, in the country, people with different backgrounds, people with different struggles and different things that they enjoy. And so it is feeling like a more well-rounded like experience, like life experience right now, if I could put it that way. Yeah. If I can get so.
You can put it that way.
Okay, thanks.
Because what I noticed too is like you're kind of accessing different sides of yourself in different groups, right? You get to be like full on video nerd in your video groups. Yeah. Which like I can sort of halfway not even halfway. I can be like, yes, I know what a boom mic is.
Well, like, you've been around enough. Yeah. You know.
I don't keep up with any of the trends of now. Sure. But you can go like all in that group. Yeah, and then with Work Like a Nine, we can get really focused on like, I don't want my business to eat my soul. Right. And that's what I think has really come about strongly, I think, in Work Like a Nine too.
Yeah, there's some common values that are cropping up. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been really fun. Yeah. And I'm enjoying, like, I feel like we're getting more depth even in that group lately too. You should join.
Come join us.
EntrepreNINES.
It's wonderful.
And so I can see that. And then like, you've been like in this fatherhood group where you get to like talk about that side of life.
That is also true. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's just been
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah, you are in the groups, John.
I'm in the groups right now.
He's in the groups.
Just work in the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. My last one is a group of people. Okay. So it kind of ties in. Yeah. But it's also a class I'm hosting. So I'm doing my Reconstructing Life Rhythms. It used to have a longer, more of a mouthful name, and I decided to be a better professional and finesse the name. Simplify. So people can recall what exactly it is. Yeah. So I'm hosting it. I'm rewriting a lot of it to like kind of fit more of my business and who I am now. Yeah. And it's been a solid group of people. Nice. And it's been really fun. And I have enjoyed contributing like in that style of group. Yeah. And so it's got my brain kind of thinking about
just working differently. Yeah.
Yeah. And thinking about, oh, wait, maybe this is the style of coaching I want to do, of like more of the small groups.
Oh, interesting.
Because then the information becomes more accessible. Yeah. Because the way I set up, at least reconstructing life rhythms, is you pay what you can. So I
Yeah.
kind of have given like a suggested value.
Yeah.
And some people paid the suggested value and other people paid less than that.
Yeah.
And so I have appreciated that they can show up and receive the same amount of information.
Yeah.
And it fits their budget and where they are, and they're still like coming away from it with a lot
Yeah.
of value.
I do.
guess.
Yeah. And I feel like too, you're still kind of giving the expectation that people invest, right?
Right.
Because you know what it's like when
Yeah.
people don't
Yeah.
actually pay anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I will. I have invited 2 people who haven't paid, but I was kind of like, you owe me this thing at the end. So
Okay, nice. Okay.
They didn't pay anything. They owe me good reviews and
Nice.
and
All
they
right.
have been participating. So that was kind of like the trade off.
Yeah, yeah.
There's 2 people, but that was
That's
2 people
fair.
I could really trust.
Yeah, that's
and-
fair though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everybody else has paid, and it's one of those things that if somebody did come in and didn't want to pay, we would have to have probably a conversation because of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Of like,
Yeah.
now I don't want you to like cheap yourself out of this.
Right.
Like I want you to take away. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's got my brain turning of like, okay, well maybe we do
Nice.
some like enneagram education this way. Maybe we can do values workshops this way.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I can do more of this. And
Yeah.
this just becomes my model of like, I've got like corporate and organizational
Mhm.
presentations, but I've got group learning that's more accessible but not as personalized. And then I have like the primo,
Yeah.
like individual
Yeah.
stuff
That's good.
where you can really like dig in. And so
Nice.
that's what I'm leaning towards.
I like
and
it.
I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It's been fun to feel like I am a professional. Like I can bring this stuff together in a group and I can still speak publicly because
Yeah.
it feels more like speaking when it's a group too
Sure.
than like one-on-one we were having a conversation.
Yeah, well,
Or-
and you're presenting information. Like you are
Right.
offering information for them.
Yeah.
Like you're giving, like you want feedback obviously from them,
Right.
but you are definitely in that class because I've been through it. Like you are
Mhm.
definitely like presenting like information and wisdom of how to
Mhm.
approach
Mhm.
certain things in life. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I always come back. And then, like another thing that's I've just embraced about myself is helping people reflect.
okay.
And so giving them like a lot of reflection questions that I have now just said right off the bat, this is too many reflection questions to chew through in a week. And like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But what's been good is because I'm giving them all these reflection questions, they've done a couple by the time they come back the next week and they can kind of say, this part was really meaningful for me and it helped me apply this.
Yeah.
And here's something I learned in the meantime, if it's helpful for you. And like the feedback from other students has even been like, I really appreciated what this person said. And
Yeah.
and that's, I think, something I really enjoy too, is I don't have to be like
Mhm.
the only one that offers anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm not threatened by that. I actually love that
Right.
because I can't offer how this feels to an Enneagram 2 or to a person with ADHD, like
Yeah.
who's adapting it for that.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
That's
and
good.
so, yeah, so it's been really fun.
That's
I
really
enjoy
good.
it. I'll do it again.
Nice.
Mhm.
Love it.
Mhm.
Okay. Last one. I
Oh,
think.
sorry, I kicked my water
That's
bottle.
okay. That's all right.
It's very large.
I was starting to think, like, I don't know if it's just the way I'm hearing myself, but I feel like my voice is sounding a little funnier than it did for our first half. And so I've been tinkering a little bit, but
I've been tinkering.
maybe it doesn't sound different to you.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my last thing is just kind of this season of life has
Mhm.
been really sweet
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. Like spring is really busy for us.
Yeah.
With birthdays and things. Like we have 2 kids in March who have birthdays. We
Mhm.
have other family members who have birthdays. And so it's kind of fun because it's like definitely a turning of some pages. But we now have a 3-year-old and an almost 10-year-old
Mhm.
and a 6.5-year-old.
Mhm.
And it just is like, it's very interesting to see where they're at just in
Mhm.
their journey in their life. And so it's been fun. I think like our 3-year-old, you were there, like now she's 3.5 because she
Yeah,
turned
on her
3
birthday, on her
birthday.
actual birthday,
Yeah.
she was saying this.
Yeah, I'm 3.5. You know?
3.5
Yeah.
now.
And she's like doing some very independent things. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, okay, great.
Yeah, she's like, I have arrived.
Yeah, I mean, she really like, yeah, she's just, yeah, she's going for it.
Yeah.
And then like we have noticed that our 6.5-year-old is just like entering a phase that we saw with our oldest, but like she will now come in from school and she'll sit down with the book and she will just, I mean, she would
a good phase.
read forever
Yeah.
if you let her. But she's also like shifting. She's always been the one that we've talked about how like she needs to feel your love, right? And I think we're seeing a little bit of that pivot to other people now. Like she's getting a little bit better at recognizing like what's happening in other people and stuff like that. And so I think that's been really good. And then our oldest is, you know, it's just a different when you hit double digits.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, okay. And, you know, just like, you know, we're going to go away for his birthday, just he and I, and, you know, it like, I think that like we're trying to pump it up. Like this is a big deal.
10 is big.
10 is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. So, yeah.
I mean, I've seen that in him too. And I think it's really stark with Elliot because he is the oldest of all of our children.
Right.
And so there's like surprising things that happen even like when we're all together in our families. And then like suddenly Elliot's keeping up with a conversation that like we're having as 4 adults and we're like, you're right here with us. And you're keeping pace, and now there's a moment that you're like, hold on, this is a reality in the world that now we need to explain as adults. And like sometimes he seems like he wants to be more involved with the adults for a little while. Like there have definitely been times that he's like, I mean, this is nonsense happening over here, and I'm curious over here with the grown-ups.
I need to step out of the chaos. He's like, he wants to step out of the chaos just like we do. Yeah,
he definitely is. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think for us, like this season of life right now, my boys are getting along together. So we've got a 7.5 and a 3.5-year-olds, and they are playing really well together right now. And magical. I know that is a temporary reality. Soon that 7.5-year-old is going to be like too cool for school vibes with the 3-year-old, you know? And so I'm just like living it up right now. And I'm always encouraging, like, why don't y'all go make a magnetile city or like do something like you miss each other, go play, go. And they do, and they get along for the most part.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a fun season. All right.
Kids.
Man.
Love it.
Well, there's stuff we love.
And our struggles. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a good one.
I agree.
I feel like we just allowed ourselves more time this time to just kind of like just to actually really talk about all of them.
That's true. We weren't super rushed.
Yeah.
At first we were like, oh no, we're super rushed, because the behind the scenes peek is that this setup did take a little longer than we thought it was going to take. Yeah. And that's fine. And then I had a meeting kind of pop up like right in the middle of when we were trying to be here. And so it's fine. But
it's all good.
Maybe we just feel like big kids in this space.
Yeah. I mean, that's it too. Maybe it just feels like, oh, we're officially podcasters.
This is a big kid space.
This is a big kid space.
Speaking of big kids.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, thank you once again to Art Farm.
Yes.
And Allison and Darren and their Space and Creative. And make sure that you're subscribing on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, because that helps us out. And leave a rating and review while you're there.
Please do. Yeah. And comment on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
We would reply.
Yeah. That is something that's been kind of fun with the vlog is like people will comment and it's like, oh, I get to talk to people. Hello back.
So that's a good two-way street. If you're
100%.
spooked by the voicemail idea, because that's usually what we pick.
That is true. Yeah.
Is push the voicemail idea, but I don't know that I personally would call in and be like, "Hello, I'm here to talk on a podcast that's not mine." So yeah.
It is funny that we told a bunch of 9s to call us.
Yeah.
Because that's probably not.
I mean, your voice matters. Please do.
but you can also now comment on the videos.
On the YouTube videos.
And we will respond. So that's a great idea.
Yep. All the links will be in the show notes that we just mentioned. And thank you for being a part of EntrepreNINES.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.